I'm Dale Smith for Looney Politics, and the UCP Leadership Race in Alberta is getting a little bit crazy now that most of the candidates are openly cozying up to separatist elements in the province. Now, the logic behind this is this pervasive belief that somehow the threat of separation has given Quebec all kinds of additional privileges or powers that the federal government will accede to their demands on a regular basis. But that doesn't really hold out in truth. When we look at the effects of separatism in Quebec, particularly after the 1980 referendum, things got pretty bad. It used to be that Montreal was the largest city in the country, it was the financial capital of the country, and after that referendum, all those head offices went down the 401 to Toronto and hollowed out Montreal, and the city's never really recovered from that. Now, Albertan politicians seem to think that won't happen to them. And nevertheless, we've already seen instances where there are companies who are saying, we were thinking of relocating to Calgary, but this separatism talk and talk of sovereignty acts and so on are already making them say, you know what, we're not going to relocate here. It doesn't matter that the corporate tax rate is lower there. It's not worth their time and energy to invest in a place where the threat of separation is going to basically derail your political discourse and creates a lot of political risk that they really don't want to have to deal with. But unfortunately, these UCP leadership candidates don't seem to grasp this concept. The perceived benefits that Quebec gets from the federal government are as a result of the fact that they have the second highest population in the country. They have over 100 seats in the House of Commons, and more to the point, they are swing voters. Those seats are up for grabs. And that can't be said for Alberta, where most of them are going to be going to Conservatives regardless. And there's little incentive for any federal government to therefore try and win them over if they're really only going to have 1 to maybe 3 seats in play. So the political incentives are different. And the UCP candidates don't seem to understand this political reality. And what we're seeing now is just a further pandering to fringe elements, because those are the ones that are spending the money and doing the volunteer time for these candidates within the party. And that's really turning our politics inside out. It's creating perverse incentives, and it's leading to contests where the most lunatic notion are the ones that are gathering the most attention. And that's not any way that we should be practicing politics in this country. For Looney Politics, I'm Dale Smith.